Okay, like I said, Makwe Masilela on the line with us this afternoon to unpack those numbers. A very good afternoon to you, Makwe, and welcome back to the eNCA Money Desk for 2023. Let's start with the movement on the local bourse. Yesterday was a lovely positive day. In fact, it led us into that 80,000 points that we've always wanted to see, because we've always gotten so close, but not quite. We've remained there today, but the day has ended off in the red, largely dragged down locally by the resource stocks. What other catalysts did you pick up?
I think the markets are taking more of a breather more than anything, because remember, since the beginning of the year, we've been going up because of the expectations that interest rates will be less aggressive, on expectations that inflation has more or less peaked. And now, as a result, markets are looking for a new catalyst. And remember, we've got the interest rate decision coming this Thursday, and the big one, which is the US on the 1st of February. So I think the markets are playing wait and see. And anyway, overseas, we see earnings getting to come in. But also when you look into our major trading partner, European Union, we can see that their PM number for January managed to go up. So that as well is kind of helping, as we know that we've all been worried about a possible recession. So now the question is, how severe will the recession be? Even though locally we expect our recession to be more severe because of load shedding.
How severe is the rand going to get in terms of weakness, Makwe? I mean, it had a stellar performance about 3-4 weeks ago, and over the last few days, it's weakened quite a bit. Has the dollar got to do anything with this, or is it really just a local story around the uncertainty of power cuts?
I think it's more of a local story. Remember, if you look into the dollar itself, it has been weakening because we expect less, or we expect the U.S. Central Bank to slow the pace when it comes to interest rate hikes. And that has worked somehow negative when it comes to the dollar, especially when you also compare it with the likes of the euro. But back home here, the rand should be benefiting out of that, because since the expectation, or since the opening of the Chinese economy, we have also seen our commodity prices going up, meaning the rand should be benefiting from that. So it's a more question of our global economic growth outlook, as we don't expect load shedding to go away anytime soon.
No, we don't indeed, Makwe. Sad times in South Africa for the next few years indeed. Some company updates. We start with clicks. Always a good indicator of what consumers are buying or spending if they have any disposable income. They're releasing an update today. What did you make of it? I think like Dis-Chem, despite the headwinds, this is one sector that does continue to weather the storm.
They continue to be defensive, and they've benefited from Black Friday, also the Christmas, the shopping spree. But as well as we've seen that since they've dropped the COVID jabs, that affected their turnover, which only grew by 7.8%. But retail sales went up by 12.2%. And let alone that there were some changes when it comes to trading patterns because of load shedding. And you look into their bulk and wholesale division, also managed to increase their turnover by 9.9%, because they've managed to get new contracts, and also there was some growth when it comes to the existing clients.
One final one, Makwe, Sasol, very interesting one here. They saw some decreases in sales for the period. One of the indications there was the issues of the rail system preventing exports of important resources going through, and that is obviously our infrastructure issues, but also quite an important step for them, quite a significant wind energy project that they are now embarking on.
That will also help them with their carbon emission, and we expect those projects to come online 2024, 2025. And also we've seen that chemical prices continue to be down. And as a result, if you look into the whole issue, the global economic growth continue to have challenges. But the guys managed to have at least a negative 2% when it comes to their external sales revenue. Not too bad, and all because of lower volumes. And volumes were down by 5% because of lower sales volumes coming out of Eurasia, but they were at least offset by higher volumes coming out of America.
Very interesting insights. As always, Makwe Masilela, thank you very much for joining us this afternoon. That is Makwe Masilela of Makwe Fund Managers joining us with the market wrap for the day. And that's all.